The San Antonio Spurs are going to win.
Alien himself, Victor Wembanyama. His otherworldly season has the Spurs soaring near the top of the Western Conference standings.
Antonio. They strung together 11 straight wins, the longest streak the franchise has had in years, and a run that reminded the league just how dangerous this group can be. Wemby led the charge on both ends, earning both Western Player of the Month and Defensive Player of the Month honors as the Spurs went an entire month without a loss.
He is so impressive. He got it all, and I'm telling you, just watching them, like they want that #1 seed.
The recent surge has started to reshape the West spot. The Spurs are beginning. They set the stage for how they would respond. Philly looking to bounce back. They caught fire early, knocking down 11 threes in the first half. The third, pushing their lead to a high of 49. Oh my goodness. Pistons. After letting the youngins cook in Philly, the Stars took over in this one. Wemby erupted for 24 first-half points. Default done. I mean, is he ever done? He scored 14 more in the second half, finishing with a monster line of 38 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 blocks.
Sent away by Wembanyama. 4-on-1. Devin for Victor! Back home, the alien flies.
Swipe.
Whatever, we're gonna figure it out. Wembanyama, a big one down the lane.
Drilled a huge three to put him ahead.
It's good. A big shot for Victor Westbox, all the way up for Wemby, who was waiting for her.
Unbelievable.
That's when the Clips committed a costly turn with 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and called it one of the best wins of his entire career.
And the best thing that I see is that nobody gives. That's why I have blind trust in these guys. I mean, I love them so much. It's such a pleasure to play with them, to share the...
So got busy with 15 points to give San Antonio a 69-57 lead after 21 points in the third.
Get out of here! Oh my goodness!
All season.
Officially rewritten the script. He now sits atop the Kia MVP ladder, passing SGA after a monster defensive run. He swatted an insane 17 shots across just 3 games, averaging nearly as many blocks as entire team. Craziest thing is, he's doing all of this averaging under 30 minutes a night. At just 22, he could be joining Derrick Rose as the only players to snag the award at that age. Extraterrestrial indeed.
Wembanyama and Bridges each at 40 apiece against each other last Christmas.
The Spurs.
You can turn out the month since March of 2000 and...
Teve transmissão em português do...
Fast forward to today, turn of a rivalry that started over a decade ago. And for now that's what you call squad goals. The Spurs
Just doing what we do well, and then hopefully we have...
Super fun. Can't wait to experience that. And then against a really good basketball team.
It was really hard, you know. Put me face to face. Get back! Get back! So much easier to envision the goals when it's actually starting to happen.
Come on, man! Come on, man!
this time in Oakland to 17, and the Spurs were in full control. The fourth was all about finishing the job. Wemby got his double-double, Swiper put up in.
One thing that defines us is we can use everybody.
San Antonio has now won 8 in a row, and they're now all...
Defensive rating, Wembanyama comes it over Cody Williams.
Back out top the plate. Sean's a good...
Everybody on their feet here inside the Prospect Center. Wemby! The loudest dunk of the night.
Beautiful ball fake, and good grief. And that's gonna... These guys are going to go to bed at night. They're going to be thinking about
the season standing in their way. Well, the fans of the Clippers as well. 4 blocks. It's his 34th double-double of the season.
Second quarter, Wemby doing everything. First the block on Norman Powell on the reverse attempt, then the alley-oop, polishes it off with the one, and then in the open floor, polishes off the transition dunk. Still
on the game, his 4th game with 40 or more points and 15 or more rebounds. Only David.
Even in the preseason.
They were a 34-win team a season ago. This season, they've maintained and stayed.
Okay, well, that's right. It speaks to our depth.
We've been locked down. We've been doing.
Wembanyama over to Vassell. Toss it up.
They
coach us hard on defense, but offensively.
Largest lead of the ball game for the Spurs. You're watching the NBA on Prime.
And for the 6th seed in the East, Victor Wembanyama can dunk off a spin and 1 2-point.
Young core.
So set a tone for us.
Shot blocked by Wemby. Fox and Wemby play catch. Alley-oop. Wemby counted out a foul. Wow.
That was regular to me. I see it every day. Practice, shoot.
A figment of our basketball imaginations.
Jake LaRavia getting a tremendous three on that one. Three-pointer there. And Steph Castle's got the right idea. Just get it.
25 in the first quarter.
Wembanyama at 1 point scored 17 straight points. He totaled 20. Wembanyama able to capture and throw that one on Harper. Able to find Wembanyama. Wembanyama for 3. That gives him 40, and that concludes his night because the score was so lopsided. 100-68 at that.
Worst scoring game of the year came against Phoenix back in November. And in for 3, Spurs up 20.
Mooney on him. He dunked on the Suns and the entire city of Austin.
Victor, deep 3. We win.
Not far by Spurs.
Two-way player. He's the best defender in the world. The way he blocks shots, just how mobile he is, 1 through 5.
He's the heavy favorite to be Defensive Player of the Year. He's in the MVP conversation.
Him imposing his will on the game and being the leader in a variety for this organization from the top to bottom.
3 scores. 3 stops, 3 scores as a team. I think we're the best team.
Rebound Fox. Down court. Wemby from the slam. Spurs back in front. And the Spurs have completed a 25-point comeback. Second largest comeback since 1996-97.
We do lots of individual efforts to help the team.
Fox, down court, Wemby with the slam. Spurs with 16, 112 win.
Largest home deficit all year, down 25 in the third. They overcome to win it by 4.
Someday the goal is to be unguardable. Defines me.
Antonio early. The Spurs led by the NBA on Prime, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Curry, J.D. Dyer, and the rest of
They could put it into OKC's 16-game win.
Everybody can take
NBA Cup Final.
I think guys are just ready to play on a bigger stage, and I think this is the first step.
We ain't come out here for no vacation. We come out here to win the cup.
Pull up, Jay. No. Tipped up and in. Instant impact from Wemby. Breaking news.
No, that's why you have to go get a guy with my experience.
Wemby bottoms. The Spurs are in.
We were able to respond, bringing it to 3 at halftime, and once we did that,
get some on-the-job training, and it's. Of course, but I'm just glad to be part of something that's growing to be so beautiful and so pure and ethical basketball,
You know the game plan.
It's a creative tango in terms of how they're managing Victor Wembanyama.
And after 1, OKC, they lead by 11. Wembanyama making an impact.
10 to shoot, 17 seconds to go in the half. He's going to pull from 30, and he hits it! Right back it went down.
The Spurs are NBA Cup giant killers.
Think he's happy to be back? Yeah, man.
I'll tell you one person who's happier for sure that he's back, Mitch Johnson.
Wild when Wemby entered the game at the start of the second. I ain't even exaggerating. He only played 7 minutes, scored
back from Wemby.
The Spurs closed the gap and were only down 3 at the half.
Wemby bottoms! Let's go, Wemby!
Players or teams to declare rivalries.
And in the fourth, Wemby took control. He erupted for 15 points and was hitting the supernatural shots.
Barnes over to Wembanyama. Made the catch. Fading away. Wembanyama got it back, fires, and it drops.
OKC had one.
Pure and ethical basketball, you know.
The NBA Cup championship tonight. The San Antonio
on the rise, and one that is, trying to figure out how quick.
All right, let's get the Wemby update for tonight.
Victor Wembanyama will not be in the starting lineup, but unlike Saturday, I'm told we'll see him some
bench. Ready to jam. Wembanyama blanketing the rim.
Victor Wembanyama's come to life here in the second half. Spurs by
in Vegas, notching 12 points in the quarter. 2 lobs.
Hitting the rim. Wow.
2 threes.
Wembanyama again. Yes, sir. A downtown hit.
And a midi to top it off. Spurs lead 94-89.
And it's caught by Castle. Wembanyama blanketing the rim. The New York Knicks are envy.
San Antonio taking down Oklahoma City.
So everything, it seemed like it was going to be normal for the MVP.
Amount of neverminds, along with incredible plays like that.
Hands. Dylan Harper doesn't panic in that situation, has plenty of time. And Victor, Julian celebrating, finally making one. Victor.
Stuff early on, Sean Elliott.
Yeah, a little too many points for my liking for the...
It's the half presented by AT&T.
Straight into the last no call. How about that one?
The flex after. Nasty stuff. The loudest dunk of the night.
Whitby said he's coming out to play.
San Antonio Spurs, the Timberwolves are
making sure they have the right equipment.
So he doesn't wear too much pregame other than like
Slayer. Look at Victor Wembanyama just crunching that one in on Hugo Gonzalez, landed at #1 on the NBA.com top 10.
Potential NBA Finals, Antonio Spurs faced off against and at one point, Wembanyama came alive and declared his poise to dominate the entire league in the new year, and Vic made him pay on the ball fake.
Up fake on the 3, takes his time, and hits it.
There you go.
NBA takeover was on both ends.
Rating de rivalidade. Spurs.
His big night, 25 big ones for him. Yeah, these two right here combined for 37 of the team's 55 bench points. And
Yama and the red-hot Spurs.
And Michael, I thought he lost control.
2 of them have come to the free throw as well, and it's San Antonio's up by a...
Falls late shot clock for the lead, and then he blocks. Spurs close it out on a 16-6 run to win.
On the offensive end of the floor. Good ball fake, you got to honor it. Misses the George Gervin there, but hangs in there and throws it down. There's kind of a little bit of a sheepish foul there. And
7. Wemby playing volleyball for at least one play. 2 blocks in the first half.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yes, I do a little bit. But that's
Watch this.
I mean, he didn't even go for it in the beginning. And then it's like he said, all right, now I'll go get the block shot.
I might as well. Oh, man, how about this?
Step through, and the next defender comes over.
Mr. Wembanyama has become the most tallest man on the floor for Golden.
Finishing strong. Another look at that one here. And then check this out.
In terms of him wanting greatness and want to reach the top in this league, so it's there for the taking. The Spurs are my favorite to win the championship.
But every possession carried the weight of their storied franchises. Rich, the question on everybody's minds was, could Wemby and perfect 2 of 2 from the field and the line? But the Spurs entered the second, down by but the extraterrestrial was more than ready to go toe-to-toe. The 22-year-old was making baskets. Still, Phoenix stuck to their guns and said
game road trip after
Wemby was hardly phased. You could tell that this young man would stop at nothing to get it. He went a perfect 5 of 5 from the line. Everywhere all at once.
Brings it! On 12 points! Wembanyama with 7 against Iguodala. Victor checks the clock. Dribbles, fades, and sends the Spurs to the playoffs with 1.1 second remaining.
And with Iguodala's hand right in his face, he proceeded to drain a shot from mid-range that didn't simply just win the game for the Spurs. It bought them a ticket back to the postseason for the first time in 6 years.
The Spurs, for the first time since 2019, are back in the playoffs.
Of course, the first instinct is to be proud of it, and because we want to attack 82 games.
He's playing at an MVP type level. You know, it's hard to deny when he's doing what he's doing on both ends of the court. He's leading us night in and night out to wins.
It's a fiesta once again. The Spurs, for the first time since 2019, are back in the playoffs. Again, the Spurs, for the first time since 2019,
Week for a brand new episode.
Lays it in gently, Area 51. Pumped up, double-digit lead. Timeout, Charlotte. Let's go.
It's at 6 after 1. 7-4, and the shot looks so good. Director Pierre Musa. Mike Tirico. Thanks for watching Coast to Coast Tuesday, presented by here in San Antonio. He started the game making a 3. He ends the half making a 3. Our walk-off interview for Wembanyama. And it was interesting, Friday night in that big comeback down 25 against the Clippers, he had another one over the Rockets. Thanks for hanging with us. Sunday Night Basketball presented by Xfinity. More to come here on NBC.
The 7'5" French phenom was billed as a generational talent, and he's already proving it.
San Antonio Spurs have been the breakout team.
Wemby back the other way. Full gallop basket.
So, what exactly changed from last all down on the scout? Last year when Wemby went to the bench, the Spurs defensive rating was at 121, but this year, that number has improved to 117. To the playoffs is to figure out how to move Wemby or Cornet around enough to then get those easy shots. Their most recent matchup against the Knicks, Wemby was primarily on Josh Hart, really translate in the playoffs. The first is their three-point shooting. They're shooting it at just about 35%, which is 20th in the league, and a lot mattered without the 7'6" alien. While his scoring has dipped just a little bit, he is a lot more potent. Last year, he took almost 9 threes every night and did shoot them at about 35%. But a lot of it was because he had trouble figuring out how to leverage his size. This will be most Spurs' first ever playoff run, into slowing down these big stars. And of course, they have Victor Wembanyama, someone that no one has faced in the playoffs yet, and is already a superstar in the league. The reality here,
San Antonio Spurs are back, and they're here to. And Victor Wembanyama's the future. He's the present, transforming the game with his unmatched length, skill, and defensive impact.
Home to play the Orlando Magic inside of the Frost.
We have,
hard fall.
The rest of the month.
Get Moody, they welcome in the Phoenix Suns for the first of a 2-game homestand in Austin. You know who started his career in Austin with the Austin Spurs? That would be
Game, and we gonna start tonight.
Victor for 3, it goes down. And San Antonio wins it 121-94. The Spurs get Moody. Spurs lead it. Oh my goodness! He rocked it. In a big matchup between two of the best teams in the West. Bald Wemby was ballin' last game in there again tonight. It's the Spurs.
Velocity. He has the last 8 for the Spurs.
He's got 28, 14, 5 assists, and 4 blocks.
Gordon tossed it out, deflected out of bounds by Shin. And their 9th in a row. And putting everyone on notice. The schedule, they believe they're right on. And come away with a 114-103 victory, earning their 9th consecutive victory.
Here comes the alley-oop. Wembanyama on top of the defender, throws it down.
In the NBA. Just the maturity of Victor Wembanyama and evolution of his game.
We welcome everybody to the 70.
As if had been there for 20 years, so the Spurs fans really make it like there's no pressure. There's really make it like I'm part of the family, so they make me super comfortable. There's no pressure about being a franchise player. And first overall pick, that's something I'm super proud of and something I've literally spent 19 years of my life trying to.
It's a pick and pop, and it's Wemby for 3. And you know who's really upset? Victor Wembanyama.
Yes, he is. No question about it.
It's hard to believe that Luka, by the way, is turning 27. Wemby's 3.
What an answer.
Firepower and renewed excitement.
Wemby set the tone. He came out playing hard, and we had to follow that, and we had to pick it up as a red team, and we did that.
And Wemby's a competitor, and that's for our game. We appreciate that. I think it brings the best out of all of us. I
already knew just from last year being on this team that he was going to come out and set that tone. He's shown that that's who he is.
I'm looking forward to this new format we're playing up.
So I think
The San Antonio Spurs enter the journey back has been long.
Help. Wemby got behind him to open up the lob pass.
Cohen gets inside.
The miss to do just that.
Champagny can't get it, and Wembanyama comes flying in.
length, Noah. That is ridiculous.
You pray?
Three and somehow drills it. Wemby up to 22.
You were probably asking, where's Victor Wembanyama in all this? Well, he's showing off his Shaolin style here into the J, then he knocks down the three, then another three. The boys...
King nos Estados Unidos e uma segunda-feira com 9 jogos.
Our starter, Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs take...
That is ridiculous! He's like a video game come to life. Victor Wembanyama, we pick up action in the first win. He'd make the free throw, and suddenly the Spurs are up by...
Griffin, San Antonio with the early lead. Still in the first. Spurs in transition.
Now 6th on the all-time list for the Spurs.
Yeah, none of that was going.
And Wemby tied his shoes.
I don't need a shoelace.
Well, you just see it fall for him. That could be an omen, a sign of things to come in the fourth.
Spurs are headed
With the surge, the castle to win.
The Spurs have won 10 in a row.
Over Josh Okogie, a nothing run from San Antonio to start. 28 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 blocks. Wembanyama doing it all. San Antonio gets the win.
Get out of Charlotte on Saturday night due to the snowstorm and his way to the basket for the slam. 5 points, 8 boards, 5 blocks, and 4 steals. Spurs overcome all those travel issues to win the second leg.
San Antonio as they host Oklahoma City. His own Wemby showing off the full bag of tricks in this game, cleaning it up at the rim to extend the lead. And drawing the foul, Victor Wembanyama leads the way as San Antonio pulls away late.
And Victor Wembanyama.
Every game, I'm so glad we got him at the draft.
Facilitate the offense at times,
It's bright in San Antonio.
Oh, man.
I don't really put any limits on what, our team could do, trending in the right direction, so just trying to keep that going.
That lob. All you're going to do is add more on the board. Victor with a throwdown.
5 blocks. Domination. And 1 more quarter left.
Sweep 3 games in 13 days for the defending NBA champions.
They've been better than us, dude.
That's unbelievable. It will be a tough test. It'll be a French exam. Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs.
But the Spurs were on an absolute tear in the month of December. A good idea.
HB up to Wembanyama.
And with scoring not high for the alien, Wembanyama knew he needed to take over.
Has Wemby running. Oh my! What was that? What was that?
Yeah, that one looked awfully pure.
His left leg that he held. They're holding their breath here.
Russell Westbrook with the push. And if you're Doug Christie there, Coach, what do you tell?
Another Oklahoma City timeout.
Thing that you guys do.
Yeah, I'm super unselfish, so it's fun to play with him, especially the way he defends. How selfless he is. He understands when somebody has it going, and he can take over a game at any time. So just.
Wembanyama! Oh my goodness! He just did that. Wembanyama rejects screen and then got Williams.
Big guys aren't supposed to be able to do that. That's a
Moody on him. And Victor punishes him. Center Wemby! The loudest dunk of the...
So delightful to watch.
Oh my goodness! Wembanyama!
He said higher, higher.
And chasing my own greatness.
Victor Wembanyama! Throws it down! Oh, baby!
It was like Wembanyama wasn't looking, but he knew it.
Wembanyama! A big shot for Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs have for Wemby. The juice! Center Wemby!
So as we turn the new year over in the Frostbank Center, the Spurs...
7'5", takes up a lot of space on the court.
Don't tap that glass. Don't tap that glass. Don't tap that glass. There's a monster already. It feels like it's been a drum.
Spurs had their number.
For Doris Burke.
This was a matchup everyone had been waiting for. Victor Wembanyama, the league's most fascinating rising superstar. Wemby was out with an injury, so we had to wait until the final weeks of this. They were on a different level. They were the hottest team in the league, riding on 11 straight wins. Wemby sat out the last one, but in the first 10 games, he averaged 27.5 points, 13.2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3.4 blocks. The alien impacted the game on both ends in a way only he could.
I get to see Victor every single day, and I know what the leadership in the locker room never allows but that thing that I see every single day.
All around numbers, Wemby has been building a case for himself by doing things unheard of for a guy his
center with Wemby. So it's just good for basketball, both guys, and this conference is so loaded, so at times.
So when these stars finally shared the floor, everyone, and I do mean everyone, win. They've been on a rampage, and they set the tone early with Devin and Wemby put first.
Wembanyama flying high in the Mile High City. Timeout, Denver.
On the other end, the stars took center stage. It turned into a heavyweight battle between two bigs. Wemby dropped 12, making sure every bucket was loud.
The aliens come to the mountains in Denver.
But the three-time MVP came through with not one, but
9.8 seconds to go!
Nuggets, and they snapped the Spurs win streak with a wild 1/3.
A really, really good player.
Then DJ and Tim.
In the West, second quarter action coming up next right here on
Denver trailed 122-116 with 139 left.
November, Spurs trying to win for the fourth.
14 points by Wemby in 8 minutes. As soon as he touches the floor, everything changes. Look out. Immediately became a factor. They knock it loose the first time and find a way, and then you just touched on it. Break the momentum of the...
Looking for their sixth
side of the road. They picked them Saturday afternoon in Charlotte. It's the Hornets 111, and 23 draft was dominated by one name. It was Victor Wembanyama.
Next time, they have 7-4. Wow, what a play. The first time All-Star starter.
It shows you some strength, too. Looked like Knipple actually touched it.
Tonight, you got to let us have this one.
Raptors are 1-2 on their...
They as a team have proven they can beat the best teams in the league. Last night against Detroit, all he did is get 38, and it came back multiple, changing the minds of would-be drivers to think better of it. And on the other side, you want a lob target.
Wembanyama.
That one took the air out of the building right there.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely. That's how you respond. You don't... And we talked to the coach before the game. That wasn't his fault, though. There's nothing he could do.
No, I mean,
that is a layup or a bucket 99% of the way.
5-point swing, Austin.
This layup leads to a run-out three.
Off the window.
He's everywhere, isn't he?
He is a Men in Black villain.
Trying to do it in a controlled manner. To not just beat that thing in the stand.
Exclamation point for Wembanyama.
That one took the air out of the building right there.
Area 51 connection and a timeout with 1:42 to go in regulation.
Right, still finished with 21-17.
Spurs took a 16-point lead into the locker room.
Going doubling up the Rockets 8-4. Still first quarter, it's Steph Castle down to 3 before the buzzer at San Antonio.
Brings up the trip 5-5 in the game. It's 120-108. 28 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 blocks. Go ahead and clap for yourself, young man. Spurs win their 8th straight.
Until they met the San Antonio Spurs.
Steps right through. Oh, my goodness. Over Chet Holmgren.
The pesky Spurs wanted to raise the question if they had their number. The zone gave OKC a lot of problems because they couldn't figure out how to move Wemby enough to get easier looks. A layup, but it's too late and a goaltend. So Wemby was on. There's gonna be an open guy because if these teams meet in the playoffs, as Wemby on the offensive end so that they can generate enough offense to then allow their defense to shine. They see suffocating defense. So for the Thunder, they need Shea and...
But everyone knew the reality. It's the San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama's team.
Hassel off the backboard to Wembanyama.
The Spurs welcome the Mavs through of the Texas rivalry.
Hassel for Victor, and the crowd loves it.
40-point triple-dub.
That's now 4 straight wins for the Spurs behind an...
because you're almost just letting the Grizzlies know this is the type of night it's going to be.
Fouled and one. You can't stop Wemby down low.
Hour on his beat, nigga. Yeah. I'm just as famous as my mentor, but that's still the boss, don't get sent for. Get hype on tracks and jump in front of a bullet.
Low, cause Mike Jones about to blow. 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low, cause Mike Jones about to blow. If you don't work, you don't eat, you don't grind, you don't shine. So the next time you come up to me and ask how I blew, put that on your mind. You don't work, you don't eat,